that are only available in 3 states. Alternative cancer treatments are illegal in 47 of the 50 states. The only 3, of course, as you know, is Nevada, Utah, and Arizona. Well, we found alternative methods that naturopathic doctors who study the insides of the human body for the same length of time as MDs, medical doctors. So these naturopathic doctors, we consulted. We also went to an oncologist who does tomotherapy. He's the only one in the United States does tomotherapy on a regular basis, full time. When that is the lifesaver, by the way, because it's a laser-like machine that only kills cancer cells, not good cells. See, radiation, when they throw it on you, it kills good cells, more good cells than cancer cells. So we went with him for laser treatment, and we went, and then, of course, to my own people, both in Mexico, Canada, and on different reservations in America, and we got Indian medicine. Now, my oncologist and the naturopathic have asked just exactly what it was. Well, my wife is going to write a book on our 6-month journey defeating cancer, because I'm, as you know, I completely defeated it, including lung cancer. I had 2 separate cancers, the esophageal cancer of the tongue and throat and the lymph nodes and the neck, and then I have a separate cancer in the lungs.
Wow.
We got through it. But the worst thing is what we found out, that this country, it's a mass conspiracy to make American people sick and dying.
Well, as you said, I mean, with the American Indians, with the sterilization, the bad meat, the blankets, with the smallpox, with the British officers' manuals, I mean, this is all on record. It's been duplicated everywhere, all over the world, and expanding on that. I mean, for those that don't know, who just are watching for the first time or may have heard in the newspapers all over the country that you had cancer, it was big news. Now that you've beaten it, it's not big news, and it should be, because of the conspiracy, that, you know, the money they make off killing you. You had gotten where you couldn't even talk. I mean, tell people how bad it was. I mean, you lost all that weight in a matter of weeks. I mean, it was amazing. Tell that story briefly.
Well, I lost a pound a day for 65 days. That was the average. I lost 65 pounds in less than 2 months. And what happened is that I just couldn't eat. And I didn't want to eat, no matter what was happening. And of course, after I was diagnosed, all energy left me. And so we went to the naturopathic doctors. We started getting intravenous blood work done, which they extract you, about 1/3 of a quart of blood from you. They clean it of toxins and heavy metals, and then they inject oxygen, mistletoe, and vitamin C, which all kill cancer cells. And they used other supplements that I took. But the biggest help in all of the doctors, naturopathic and the oncologists, they want to know what kind of Indian medicine. They're the only ones. The whole world hasn't come to our door. It's amazing how this whole thing has been kept silent. But man, have we found out the vast conspiracy in every aspect of American industry, you know, the pharmaceutical, the military, the medical, the government. It's to disease us up and then sell us the drugs. The drugs are what make you weak and keep the recurrence of cancer coming back. All those. And I took them for a while: sugar diabetes pills, rheumatoid arthritis pills, hypertension pills. Those are made of chemicals that the human body cannot process adequately or even definitively.
Oh, yeah, the additives in the food that they allow them to put in are, I mean, look at diabetes, cancer. The United States leads the world, and I've seen studies where people 50 years ago ate all the fat, the unhealthy food, and weren't fat. It's all the additives that are making people swollen with water because of the toxins, and they know exactly what they're doing. I mean, I personally finally, watching you with, cancer and others, I finally went ahead and started getting off totally, the processed stuff, taking real vitamins and minerals. I've lost 37 pounds. I mean, by eating nothing processed. I mean, it's almost instant. And it really is true that the system, McDonald's and others, in the foaming agents in their McNuggets, and I wasn't eating that, they're allowed to put silicone in it, Russell. I mean, well, it's incredible.
It's only 40% of a hamburger is meat. The rest is hooves, it's cow manure, it's sores from the hides and the muscles. It's oh my God, it's gristle. What they put into hamburger is should be illegal.
Wow. But I mean, here you are just progressively, I mean, you're cured then. I mean, you look better than before you had cancer.
Right. I'm back to my fighting weight, man, when I used to box.
Well, congratulations on that. We've had your website up during the interview, and hopefully this can be the next of many interviews. Now that you're back, I was we all prayed for you on the radio as well, and I know your supporters around the country did, and you cannot deny. I mean, I know there's studies out there that people's prayers also help.
Right. Now, in the final analysis, I'd like to say this. That no matter what Obama says or anyone else in the country about what's happening in the international community, it's a lie. The American people now are being told nothing and everything about lies. It's really a pathetic government we have here now, and we've got to do something about it.
I agree with you. I mean, what are some of your ideas I mean, I think the public's starting to wake up now that we're getting pure lies.
Well, first of all, if you reelect anybody, you're a masochist at the very best. But what has to happen, aside from that, is occupy senators' offices, local and national. Occupy D.C. Do something that will get America's attention and use the facts you hear on this show, the facts you hear from all over the web. We've got to start acting like Americans.
Separately, a few little other issues I want to get your view on. Here's SOPA, where they're openly trying to restrict free speech. Here's top Obama people we covered in the news earlier, openly saying start shutting down the conspiracy theorist with alternative medicine, people criticizing vaccines. They say arrest us. I mean, they know that people are really starting to get wise to them.
I believe they do, and they're panicking, and in panic, they're going to make mistakes, and we better start really being attuned to what's going around us and quit watching those networks, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's pathetic what they're putting out.
Russell, something's happening here, and I want to get your view on this while we have you. I have been conscious to the eugenics, the population reduction, the poisoning. I have the documents. You have the documents. They're all out there, not just for American Indians, but I mean, people all over the world this system is being used against. And even though I was conscious of it, until the last few months, I hadn't even put what I knew into action. And I think it's that separate, system of Russell Means is awake and knows the system can't be trusted, but you've got a local doctor who means well, who's compartmentalized. They're saying take all these pills, so you take them. I'm the same way. I know that, the GMO's poison, but then I don't do all I can to stay away from it. There's a difference between, and I want your take on this because I don't know what you call it, knowing something, but still it's almost like it's a fiction even though you know it's true, and actually living it. It's one thing to talk the talk versus walk the walk. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, very much so, because I'm a vegan. You know, I come from what is America, which is a meat-eating culture. I'm a vegan now, and it's the only way to wellness. It's the only way your body can naturally fight off these these forced introduction diseases. If they did not subsidize the beef industry, for instance, or the poultry industry, or the fish industry, or the agricultural industry, food would be astronomical, and we would be forced to be vegans because we would be growing our own. And as you said, only 5% of us are self-sufficient now anyway. But what I want to point out about the beef industry, if the subsidization, and this is how much taxes, your taxes, everyone's taxes are going towards just the beef industry alone. If you took away those subsidies, a steak would cost $90 in the supermarket, and a pound of hamburger would cost $35. My God.
And the chickens are starting to come home to roost. Russell, thank you so much for joining us. And again, I look forward to speaking to you again in the future. And we're really glad to see you back and better. And it's certainly a testament to stuff that they call alternative medicine, that in so many cases the system is trying to suppress because it's the real treatments. It's not the alternative. And we won't get a chance to talk to you, I know, for a while. Anything else you'd like to tell the audience out there?
Just what I've just always been saying every time I'm with you. We got to do something and do it fast.
All right, Russell, I want to say bye to you right at the end. I'm going to end the show and come back and say bye to you privately. Okay, my friend?
All right, my friend.
All right, great. Well, folks, that's it for that powerful interview here on InfoWars Nightly News. I'm going to play some excerpts of this in the next few days. Also on the syndicated radio show that airs 12 noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific. But you can also go to YouTube and watch for free. It's also posted here at PrisonPlanet.tv. Welcome to the Reservation, hour-long documentary we did with Russell Means that we put out for folks to actually get what Russell really stands for, not what the corporate-controlled media says he stands for. Very interesting fella, and one of a kind, certainly. Okay, that's it for this edition. Great job to the crew, and hopefully we'll see you back here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central.